Bienvenido a Talking Tremors. Soy su anfitrión, Levi de Temblors. Hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, Octavio Lopez Sanjuan. Bienvenidos todos.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas.
I wrote it out on my phone, so I had it exactly perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect, Levi. It's perfect.
Yeah. Obviously everybody knows who I am, but I got Octavio Lopez Sanjuan here, who is writing Cazador de Graboides. I want to say Graboides. Actually, you say it. Would you say the title so that way I can know it perfectly?
The title is Cazador de Graboides.
Okay. Cazador de Graboides. La Historia de la Saga Temblores.
That's right.
And this interview's been like a year coming, and I'm so sorry, Octavio.
No
Tons
worries.
of stuff happened, and I have to say I was definitely afraid of the language barrier, so I put this off, but finally I was like, nope, we're doing this.
I told you offline, but please excuse me to all the listeners about my spoken English. All right, it's not very good. I ask you for an excuse.
Le pardon. Honestly, your English is better than my Spanish or any of the listeners' Spanish, so they can get over it.
All right.
All right. Like I said, I already gave you a list of questions. I had one that wasn't on there that I want to start with because I was just like a personal. Hold on a second here, and I think it's a great way to like get this going. So, how did you find me and why?
Well, I can't remember, Levi, how I find you. I can't remember. Probably I was searching in some group, a Tremors group. I find your activity. You are very, very active in the some of the group. I guess is what that the way I find you.
For me, I remember you reached out on Reddit, like because I had written multiple Reddit posts about Tremors, and you reached out about the pilot and different other things, and I was like, "Oh, who the hell's that?" So yeah, that was I just needed to know. I needed to know. But anyway, yeah, like I said, we got the writer of what I think is the new that we got Seek and Perfection here, folks, which is Jonathan Melville wrote, very great book. But then Octavio here is writing a brand new book from the perspective of Michael Gross. Am I right on that?
That's right.
And yeah, I love Michael. Sorry, I'm gonna get distracted by that. That's so cool. He's such a great guy to like write a book from the perspective of. I'm very jealous of you. All right, so we'll just that's the intro out of the way. And so anyway, Octavio, who are you?
Who I am? I am a fan of science fiction or fantasy films. All right. That and my free time I write books about my passions, maybe about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was my first book, or about dinosaurs at cinema, or critters, or Halloween, or Monster in the Closet, or Friday Night, and now Tremors is one of my passions.
I can tell you love dinosaurs by your background.
Yes. It's easy to see to see.
I have to admit, I actually watched, for some reason, I had to hair up my butt to watch Jurassic Park yesterday in preparation for this interview. I thought that was appropriate. I was like, put those on.
All right. Jurassic Park is so good.
It is so good. So where do you live then?
I live in San Vicente del Raspeig. All right. It's a town very near to Alicante. Alicante is a city in the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. More on the south, like Barcelona, but in the same sea. All right.
Okay.
Barcelona is in the north, of the Spain, in the coast, in the Mediterranean Sea, and Alicante is more on the south.
Okay. Good to know. So, what's your life like in Spain?
Repeat me the question, please.
What's your life like in Spain? It's you live a different life than me. I got to know what's up. What's your life like in Spain?
what is my life? I can't understand and the question. I'm not sure. I work as police officer, all right, in another town, and I don't know. I have 3 kids, and as I told you, at my free time, I do the research and I write the books, but I participate in some podcasts. That's my life.
Oh wow. No, that answers the question. That's you're like, wait, what do I say? What do I do? No, that's exactly what I'm looking for. You're fine.
All right. Excuse me again if I answer something that is not for the question. Excuse me about my understanding. All right.
Oh no. I think it's fun. That's where it's like there's a whole imperfection to perfection thing that we do here. That
All right.
the more weird you can get, I'm okay with. Don't worry about it.
All right.
So, sorry, I just got.
No worries, Levi.
All right. So, how do we take Tremors to the international level? That's such a weird question. Sorry. You don't realize it.
More,
say it out loud. Like, wait,
more to me to explain. It's very weird to me to explain. Well, I'm not sure what to answer, but I think Tremors works at international level because the formula is a little family with a big menace, all right, at the outside, who have to join forces to survive, all right. I think that formula is very, very similar. Every country of the world can assimilate very easy. All right, and here in Spain also I don't know what the word is. The Western, all right, the Western climate of the movie, the desert is here in Spain. We have a lot of deserts very similar to the movie. All right. And I think it's because in Spain, we found this passion about Tremors because all the country knows the movie and knows the franchise and loves the franchise. I think it's because that two elements.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Would you like to see an all Spanglish language Tremors? Like they film it completely in Spanish and then they have to translate it to English if they were going to port it over here.
Would you repeat me the question, please?
Oh, no, would you like to see an all Spanish language Tremors?
I understand.
They actually film it in Spain, in your back door, everybody speaking Espanol, and then we have to translate it from there. Would you like to see that?
Well, I would like to see, as I told you, because we have a lot of deserts here, but I'm not sure how will be a Tremors movie all in Spanish. I'm not sure. Well, we have maybe it's Tremors 4. Tremors 4 have, well, Tremors 4 and Tremors 3 have the Miguel, the character of Miguel, and some wars are circulating at the movie, but I'm not sure how will be a Spanish movie. I'm not sure.
Do you actually, just as an aside, do you like? I imagine there are different actors in Spain than there are in America and all that.
I understand.
Who would you cast? I don't know who you're gonna say, so just go wild with it. Who would you cast in your Spanish Tremors?
Whoa. A hard question. Well, you probably know about Javier Bardem. Is one of our most international actors. Will be great to have him in the movie.
He'd be a good Earl, an Earl type.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. But I'm not sure. I can't find right now any actor for a Spanish Tremors movie.
I really put you on the spot there because well, it's interesting because I was going through it and there is Miguel and then there's Juan Padilla in Tremors 4 and then there's Rosalita in Tremors the series and then then there's the whole of Tremors 2, which technically takes place in Mexico, and then there's so that's where
always there are a little bit Spanish.
Yeah,
round in Tremors.
It's sprinkled. Like, oh wait, there's always at least one Spanish character in every Tremors movie.
Yes.
Actually, that's my next question. What do you think of the Latin characters in Tremors, of the Spanish characters in Tremors?
Well, I think are very fine reflected because one of the things I most liked about the Tremors saga is how well all the characters have their own care about the construction of the character. I mean, all the characters are very well described at any movie. No matter if it's Spanish or from another country, all the all the characters are very enjoyable, and you love any character, no matter if it's Spanish. And when I see Miguel, maybe Nestor, because Nestor also is a Spanish name, all right?
Oh.
Yes, it's very popular. One of my best friends is called Nestor. And I can, of course, I detect the Spanish roots because the name, but for me, it's no difference between Miguel or any other character, Rosalita or any other character. It's a Tremors, a fantastic Tremors character. No, I can't find any difference between one of them and of the rest.
That actually leads perfectly into my next question. This was not on what I gave you, but I just thought of it while I was writing stuff down. Do you think that Tremors has been accidentally racist? Which is, let me explain that. So I listened to a podcast once where somebody pointed out that it's funny that they go to Mexico in Tremors 2 and only Mexicans die. Like the whole movie. And it was like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like that's I doubt that was intentional or whatever. So that's where it's like, do you think that there's any part of Tremors, and I mean this from your perspective as a Spanish speaking person from not America, it's not even the Spanish thing, you're not in America, which is just fascinating to me. Just like, do you think Tremors has ever been accidentally racist?
I think is for accident. Or for example, the thing you say about all the deaths from Tremors 2 is all Mexicans. I think is coincidental because they go to Mexico. I mean, the victims are from Mexico, and the heroes are not from Mexico. The heroes, they're gonna die. I mean, I don't think more knowing a little bit about Steve Wilson and Beren Maddock and Ron Underwood, there are, by my perspective, people who cares about every people, and they don't feel, I think, any difference between countries and between people from another part of the world. I think it's very coincidence, by accident, I think.
I would agree. I having talked to all of those people too, you're just like, no, I mean, yeah, there's no way that Steve or Ron or Don Michael Paul or anybody was like, we need to like kill more Mexicans kind of a thing. It was just not like, oh, wait a minute.
I think is the more or less, but as I remember in Tremors 5, almost all the people who dies also are from South Africa.
Yep.
It's the same thing because the victims are living there. Is the same thing, I think.
If you go to Germany, all the people who are most likely going to die are going to be German.
That's it. I think
they're going to probably be Australian. It doesn't matter.
That's it.
So why did you write a Tremors book? What made you just? I've seen all your other books. You got a Ghostbusters book, a Halloween book, a Fright Night book. Was there a Godzilla book too?
Yes.
Yeah. Like you've gone all over. There's a Chucky book too, I think, too, isn't it? Like,
but it's not mine. It's not mine.
Oh, okay. No, I was.
Dustin McNeil and Travis Mullins, I think, they are from USA. They wrote a Halloween book, and right now they published one about Chucky. But no, I have nothing to do with Chucky.
But you have gone very much all over the map when it comes to writing your horror books. But what made you want to write a Tremors book?
That's it, because maybe, I don't know, 8 years ago, I wrote an article for a magazine. Sci-Fi World was the magazine, and was an article about Tremors, all right, and a little an overview about all the franchise. And I included an interview with Steve Wilson, all right, and another one with Michael Gross. I love it how the article ended and was published. And when I continued writing books, one day I think, why not to expand this article in a full book, all right, with all the movies, the TV series, the type of the TV pilot canceled, and the reboot also with Bill Watterson. Why not? No, and knowing also that I contacted Michael Gross, and Michael is astounding. Is a great human being. Is incredible. It's from another world. I contacted again with Michael. I asked him, what do you think if I write a book about Tremors, but the perspective of Michael Gross? You will join the project? You will participate with a very long interview? And he told me, of course. And that was the bang to start the book. Yes.
So really, it's Michael's fault that you're writing the book. Is what I get.
It's a way to say yes.
He is really a fantastic. I get why you would want to write a book from his perspective, because Michael is just. It makes sense why he's been around so long and done what he's done. I get it. Actually, I'll jump forward. Actually, so then, why did you choose? Oh, okay. Damn it. Hold on. Triggering. Whoop, 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 whoop. Why did you choose to write the book from Michael's perspective? Not just having him there, but why specifically did you want to go, hey, Michael Gross, let's do this book?
Well, first of all, the book is with very, very big detail, all right, in every aspect of every movie, because, for example, I love the special effects, I love the score, the music of the franchise is fantastic to me, and I am very detailing every aspect of the movie. But for me, was very intriguing, or I don't know, attractive, to tell the story from the perspective of Michael, because at the end, he's in the franchise for all the life of the franchise from the beginning. Is the man who survived, all right, all the obstacles of the franchises until the end. For me, was very interesting to research, to chat with him about how he was watching the evolution of the franchise from his perspective. Was also because I love Seeking Perfection, the movie by Jonathan Melville. It is incredible. It's a masterpiece, and I don't wanted to make the same thing. I thought I'm going to make something a little bit different. I contacted Jonathan, and I asked him. He seemed a good idea to write this, and Jonathan told me, yes, of course, I will help you if I can. And Jonathan, in fact, helped me a lot.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you writing your book is making Jonathan in the background be like, I need to, because he finished his in 2015 and we're at 2023, 8 years later, and he's talked on Twitter like, I need to write the rest of that book now. There's 2 movies that have released, technically 3, because Tremors 5 wasn't even out yet, and it was just whispers and talk when it started. And I thank you for kicking him in the gear, writers wise, for writing his own book.
Jonathan is great. For me, I found that is a very big, great researcher, Jonathan, because Tremors 5 was not on the air when he published the book, but the chapter of Tremors 5 is fantastic. As a very detailed, and a lot of elements from the script is fantastic. And he wasn't seen the movie. It's great. It's great, Jonathan. Mhm.
There's a reason it sits right here next to my podcasting station, is because, I mean, you've watched me enough and seen what I've do to be like, okay, I research it too. I learned that I could research it from this book. Just like, oh, okay. So if I go here and I do that, okay, then I can get that. And then, okay, like I use him. It's not a stepping stone. It's a map. It's like, okay, so that's how we do that. All right, and go back there. And before, if I have a specific episode of the show, I will like read this book and be like, read a chapter and make sure, okay, I got that, like get all those facts right. So I totally get your, actually, and I love that. That's really cool that you went, he did great. Like, let's like put that over there. That's awesome. Let me do my own thing, which is, I think, very, very Tremors of you. Like that's, I know Steve has talked about that. I've talked to Don about that, where it's like, when you're making a new Tremors movie, you don't want to give people the same thing. You want to change it up just that little bit each time. So you're, as Don says, so you don't serve the same food twice, which thank you. I can't wait to eat your Spanish rice, I guess is what that means. That was a really good answer. Thank you. That gives me a lot to like think about.
No worries. Again, excuse me about my mistaken.
I was actually about to say your half English Spanglish is perfect, man. You're perfection over here. Like I'm into it. Everybody, I know everybody listening is gonna just be like on every word that you say, even if they don't 100% understand it. We are
all right.
It's coming through loud and clear.
The first time I make this, all right? It's the first time I do a podcast in English. The first time.
Oh wow! Yes.
Yes.
Well, you beat me because I haven't done a podcast in Spanish, so you know like that's
Well, you will do, eh? I will invite you to a Spanish podcast, all right? To speak in Spanish, of course.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
La biblioteca, ¿dónde está?
What's really sad about that, as a tangent, I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, and I did so well in the class that I threw off the curve, and the teacher had to take me out of the grading curve. And I actually understand. Like, I've listened to you do tons of Spanish podcasts and interviews and stuff, and I've listened, and I get what you're saying when you're saying it. I just can't say it back at all. So you win, man.
All right. All right.
Moving on from that. So what was the first Tremors movie you ever watched?
The first one. The first one was the first one. I think maybe 2 or 3 years after the release, I saw in I don't know the words exactly in English. In domestic at my home, all right, and IPHS is the same.
It's close enough.
Cassette, video cassette, all right, video cassette. But I remember that when I was at school, all right, maybe I have 8, 9 years, a friend of mine saw the movie, but the first time I think at cinema maybe, and he told me the movie, all right, there are giant worms underneath that appears, and in my mind of 9 years old was something terrific. Totally, I was totally scared about. Wow, I don't want to see that movie. Never. I don't want to see that movie. But maybe 2, 3 years ago, maybe 95, 94. The time I saw Jurassic Park, maybe later than Jurassic Park, I saw the first Tremors. Right, I fell with love with the movie, and maybe a couple of years later, I saw the Tremors 2 on the video club. All right, on the rental. What's it? And I rented the video cassette, and I loved the movie also, especially Michael Gross. I fell with love that time with Michael Gross. The monologue when he returns from the Shrieker trap, all right, and that way in the cabin of the truck, I was like Cupid with all right, Cupid. I love this character. There were my two favorite or my two most important moments with the Tremor franchise. Yeah.
So that I'll jump at. So then, is that your favorite scene? Is that your favorite quote and scene then in Tremors 2? I'm guessing.
Probably was my favorite scene. Yes.
Out of the whole Saga franchise, that moment with Michael Gross.
I'm not sure because the first one is so perfect, but that I'm not sure that is that one my favorite scene. But another favorite scene of mine is at Tremors 4. All right, when almost the end. All right, when all the town is going to confront the Graboides, the dirty dragons. All right, and Hiram. They think that it's outside the town, it's back to the city, all right. But they see the dust in the horizon, all right. Yes, we can see the music growing, all right. And when you can see Hiram is returning to the town, more heroic than never. For me, was something exploding. It's incredible. In Spanish, that moment when Hiram take the floor is dubbed that way. Well, es aquí, malditas bestias. When he's talking with the horses, es aquí, malditas bestias. He stops the car. It's fantastic. And the final moment when he's discovering, all right, how he's enjoying with the big machine gun. Yeah. The face, all right, of Michael Gross. Incredible for me. Fantastic, very powerful.
That scene with Tremors 4, I am right there with you. Tremors 4 is actually my favorite of the movies.
Really? Like I think one of the favorite mines also, probably the most one.
Like it's my list is weird. It's 4, then 2, then 1. Like 1 is my third favorite, and then 4 second. It's weird, but that moment when Hiram is coming back to town, like you think all hope is lost, and it doesn't matter. And he went off, and then he's coming back, and you're that score in that moment. I love when you were talking about making the book earlier and like loving the score. Tremors 4 has my favorite score. Like that one, all the other ones are great too, but I will hands down say that Jay Ferguson killed it with that score in Tremors 4. And when the music crescendos and he's on
fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, I maybe just fell in love with you a little bit more because of that. Oh, yes. It is right. That is so good. Sorry, just wow. I was not expecting that. Most people like really kind of dig on Tremors 4. So to hear a fellow Tremors 4Z and love Tremors 4, yeah, I love you too.
All right. Same to you, Levi.
Cinema. Okay. And what you were just saying, that was that story about like your friend is telling you about like this giant worm movie that's taking people down. You're like, I don't want to watch it. Totally fair. I love that. That is hilarious.
It was terrific for me because he told me about Mindy jumping on the graboid, and in my mind, my chill mind, it was something exploding inside me. A chill is going to be devoured by a giant worm. I don't want to see that movie. Never.
I get it. Fair point. Like in a vacuum, if you were to explain that to someone, they'd be like, no, I'm gonna, go watch Happy. I'm good. Okay, so this is great. I love you, man. Okay, so how did you? Okay, like you watched, as you were saying, you reluctantly watched the first one, and then you saw the second one as a domestic and as a video cassette, and you fell in love with Michael Gross. So how did you get like interested in Tremors? Is that the moment, or is there a greater moment beyond that, or is it just a childhood love that blossomed into let's write a book about it?
I'm not sure if I understand your question,
How did you
but
like go like just how did I'll change it. How do you go from interested in or like watching Tremors to being interested in it, or like researching it and living this like wanting to dive into the graboid hole kind of a thing? Like
I understand. But there is no determinant moment. I mean, by ever, I can remember, when I fell in love with a movie, I have the inertia, I don't know the word, the automatic reply to make a little bit of research about that movie. I want to know who directed the movie, who wrote the movie, who made the special effects, who did the music, if I like the music. There is no determinant moment that I love Tremors, and now from that moment I'm going to deeper in the genesis, all right, of the movie. No, I can't remember that moment. As simply as it sounds, I love the first one, the first Tremors, and I remember I felt that I love Tremors. I love Tremors for all my life.
I get it. It'd be like asking me how did I get to that point? It's like, I don't know. I watched it when I was like 6.
Mhm.
I never stopped watching it. Like, that's like, what do you do? Like, how do you answer that? Like,
All right.
you're good. So you're good. Honestly, I would guess, I think just to answer your question for you, it seems like Jurassic Park and Tremors in your mind kind of did this dance with each other, informing that love and growing that love, and to the point where then I imagine you like so totally off key. Did you watch Godzilla before you ever watched Jurassic Park or Tremors, or did
Yes.
Godzilla come after?
One of the first movies I saw when I was a child was Destroy All Monsters, all right, the Godzilla movie. And I felt in love with the Kaiju Eiga, the Godzilla, Gamera movies, with that movie, with Destroy All Monsters, and also with King Kong Escapes, the one with Linda Miller. There are two movies that a channel from here, from Spain, from only for the area where I live. I don't know why, but the programmer of the channel loved Godzilla, and he programmed that two movies always. And when I was 5-6 years old, I saw that two movies. I fell in love with the Kaiju, with the giant monster movies. And later, at the 93, I saw Jurassic Park by the first time was when I was 11 years, and I was blasted by the movie. And probably by that, probably a few months later, I saw the first Tremors, I think. Mhm. Maybe
So they go
Jurassic
hand.
Park.
They
Yes,
go hand.
yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Or maybe, but I saw Jaws first.
Oh yeah.
They are connected. The Spielberg monster theme with the Tremor franchise, I think is very like it.
Well, that's I know from behind the scenes that Steve and Brent were good friends with Steven
Mhm.
Spielberg. So there's a definite give and take that happens there. I've pointed this out on the podcast before, where when in the first Tremors movie, when they escape to the roof, when
Mhm.
the graboid comes through and it grabs Walter and they escape to the roof, is almost like shot for shot and then musically reused again in Jurassic Park when the raptor comes through, when it comes through the glass and they have to go up in the computer room and do that. like Spielberg, like you can tell he watched Tremors and was like, I really like that. Let's like homage it. And that like John Williams almost reuses the score, like Robert Folk's score, and then it's like just framed exactly the same way as they do. Like there's a call and response there, and then you see it in Tremors 2, where obviously those guys watch Jurassic Park and they're like, oh hey, let's like reference that. And there's the arm thing, there's the outfits and the shriekers themselves, and they are very much sister film, brother, like sibling films, I would say.
Yes. Genetically linked, the movies.
Actually, you know what? Then we're already here, so I'll just jump forward on that. Um, which do you like more, Jurassic Park or Tremors? Ooh, that's
A
me.
hard question is a question who you loves more, mom or dad? It's a hard question. Well, I have to recognize, all right, that no any other movie as Jurassic Park left me outside the cinema with my legs.
Oh, Temblores.
Temblores. With tremors, my legs with tremors. I remember that for my life. I will remember that when the movie ended and I was with my dad in the cinema. I was 11 outside the cinema, and my legs were crazy. I was blasted. I was terrified, but also shocked by the movie. Any other movie caused me that, and I appreciate it so much. And I remember, I don't know how many nights I spent drowning dinosaurs with the John Williams music on the radio cassette. So the link I have with Jurassic Park is very, very deep. So maybe I love Jurassic Park a little bit more than Tremors. I have to recognize. Excuse me.
No, this may be a Tremors podcast, but I like to live without bias, and I would, you know, as much as I love Tremors, it's never made me cry when the Brachiosaur goes up at that, and John Hammond does the "Welcome to Jurassic Park," and I cry every damn time. I don't know why. Like even when I was a kid, it's just that like, oh my god, they're moving in herds. They do move in herds. And I don't know. So I'm with you there. Like if like somebody had the knife to my throat, I might pick Jurassic Park.
But I have to say that I think the Tremor franchise, all the Tremor franchise, is better than the Jurassic Park franchise. I think are more coherent. All the films are with a line.
Yep, all the way through. Yeah.
Jurassic Park is not that line. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World is whoa.
I did. Like I said, I was watching Jurassic Park movies to lead up to this, and yeah, like I had that same thought where it's like, Tremors is a very consistent franchise. I mean, there are highs and lows or whatever, but the wobble on it's a little closer to each other. Whereas, yeah, with Jurassic Park, it's
yes. That's it.
Jurassic World, I with time you hate things less or whatever, but it's still like, that was a bit of a misstep there. I don't want to, I'm not making the movie, but that's not how I would have made the movie. Like that, they just, although I watching Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, I just kept thinking the whole time. I was like, if they did a Tremors movie where they just nostalgia baited us like this and they brought every character back, I don't care how bad it is. Like I would woo! That's fine. Universal, if you're listening to the phone right now, like I'm okay with that. I would pay any amount of money to watch all the people come back in theaters, Kevin Bacon and Reba and Charlotte Stewart, and just bring them all back into one big movie, and I'll cry about it like a little kid. I'm fine with that. I don't care what the script is, just make it happen. So okay, then I got these Jurassic Park questions, so we're gonna do this. What do you think would win in a fight, a shrieker or a velociraptor?
What a question.
I don't have an
Mm,
answer either, so I mean, we can discuss this together. Like,
well, maybe the Velociraptor is faster, all right, and more intelligent than a Shrieker. But Shrieker has some weapons, all right, the heat detector, and maybe more implacable are the word. I'm not sure.
oh yeah,
I'm going to vote for Shrieker.
it's like you said, it's a Tremors podcast, so I gotta feel like I'm
All right.
like, if only because the Shrieker has that ability to throw stuff up, make more of itself or whatever. So I feel like even if it was like a pack of raptors, like the Shrieker would still have the upper hand, because if it was able to eat just a little bit of a raptor, then you got two Shriekers, and then you go from there and rising up and up. But it's okay. These are meant to be difficult questions. You shouldn't have heard before.
All right.
Okay. All right. Honestly, what you said about the Jurassic Park versus Tremors franchise is just running through my head, and now all I want to talk about is those two things. But I'm not. I'm fine. I'm okay. Moving on.
All right.
Okay, so what's your favorite Tremors movie then? Or it can be an episode of the TV show. Actually, there's what's your favorite entry?
Maybe the first one. Maybe the first one. And if you don't answer the count the first one, the fourth. Tremors 4. Mm.
Okay. That it's fifth one, not sixth one, right? I want to make sure. You said Tremors 5, right? Tremors.
No, Tremors 4. Tremors 4. Tremors 4.
Okay.
Excuse me. Tremors 4.
Oh, it's cool. I like Tremors 5 too. Hey, we're free to like what we like, but Tremors 4 is your favorite too?
Yes.
I gotta ask, well, why? I wasn't. It wasn't.
Because well, I told you. Also, I love so much the first one, but the fourth is like Back to the Future 3. Maybe it's the Western aroma, the aroma of Western, the way the formula is reinvented. All right, how well the Dirty Dragons join the Western. I don't know. That movie has some kind of magic. The skies. The skies of the. No, I don't know. It's something poetry in that movie. I love so much Tremors 4.
Oh, I get it too. There's actually that the sky is like, yeah. Oh my god.
Do you remember? I don't know if there are sundowns or down, but I remember a couple of sky or shots of the sky that are so beautiful of them at the movie. Mm-hmm.
It really is, and when you know the whole history of it and how it came to be and how hard it was to make it happen or whatever, and for all of that, and it's like one of the first direct to TV, not even direct to video movies, and they still do what they do in that, and they still manage. Like I wouldn't even say it's one of those like, oh, they recapture the magic thing. They make a new version of the magic. Like they took out all the pieces that that doesn't work, and they went like, okay, that does work and that does. And it was just two things, which is the people and the graboids, and they went, okay, that's it. And then everything else, let's make something new with it. And it is an absolutely magical film. Like I have watched that one more than I've watched any of the other ones, and I know that seems insane, but what you just said about it just has something to it. I don't like that. It's more. I don't know. This isn't an interview about me. I don't want to talk.
Don't worry, Levi.
I wasn't expecting you to love that one so much, so now I'm just like, oh yes, let's talk about Tremors 4.
I don't know. Also, I told you before, but the Hiram Gamer character is so rich, is so fantastic, and so fantastically portrayed by Michael Gross. All the faces, I don't know, the gesture of the character are astounding. I don't know.
Oh, he goes for it. You can tell that he spent 3 movies and a TV show playing one guy over and over and over again. And then they were like, "Well, Michael, what about this dude that's like fancy and from Philadelphia?" I'm doing it, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
Goes for it, man.
It's great. And how he built the transformation, something like that, to the proto Bart Gamer, as we know it at the end. The arc is fantastic. It's so subtle. It's great.
It's wonderful writing. Knowing what I've learned about Steve Wilson, that just seems like everything about him, like that whole Western, like that's such a Steve Wilson playing with his toys kind of a movie. And just like you can tell he threw everything he wanted at that movie, all of his childhood dreams, and made him into a Tremors movie. And then Michael Gross is just like, okay, I'm along for the ride, let's do this. And, it's absolutely beautiful. Like I do. Sorry. So,
no worries. I understand, Levi. I understand.
I'm fine. We're not gonna geek out about this too much. So who's your favorite character then?
For me, it's easy to say is Barkamer. Is my favorite one. But also I love so much Earl Bassett, and the first one, of course. I love the I don't know if there are replicas. I don't know is that the word, but every time that Rhonda and Val are speaking and Val is returning his eyes to Earl, the faces he does, the performance of the character is astounding. I love so much Earl Bassett. Was great for me to see at the movie Slither. You know the movie Slither, when this one with the slacks. Do you remember?
I know the James Gunn movie. Yeah.
Yeah, James Gunn movie. It was very known, but the Earl Bassett Institute, the high school. Yeah! I saw that in the cinema. I can't say it was cleaning my eyes. What? Was incredible for me. Was it? But I understand because Earl Bassett is so great. But Bart Gamer is my favorite character. Yes.
Well, why? You just told me why Earl's your favorite. Now I got it. Why is Bert?
I understand. Because I think everybody of us are a little bit outsider. All right. And I think the Bart Gamer character is a caricature, right? But he reflects it so well, also because the performance of Michael Gross, the outsider, and it's very easy for me, at least, to feel empathy. I know the word, for the character, and I feel very attractive the character, because he's outsider, and I feel some connection with that kind of character.
That's a damn good reason, man.
All right.
Most people are like, I like the guns. It's like, that's not. Let's go somewhere else with that.
No. One of the most recognizable things of Bart character of Bart Gamer are their guns, all right. But it's not attractive to me. I have feel so much attraction because that the outsider is like Fox Mulder from X-Files.
Oh,
right. He's always right, but nobody listened to him. But always is right. Is that's so much of a connection between those characters?
I listened in my researching and my watching videos and interviews and listening to some of the best people when they say Bert Gummer is my favorite character. It's because of that reason, that outsiderness, and it's that it's not just the out, like, because we're outsiders. We're not. We're friends. We're all buddies. None of us are outsiders in the Tremors fandom. We're all inside of that. But what I found when it comes to the best Bert Gummer fans, and that's not me trying to like who's a better Bert Gummer fan. The ones that I think are just so special and cool are the ones. Okay, Bert Gummer's an outsider, but he still tries to help people. Like he's always trying to help his community, even when they say he's like crazy and wrong or whatever, there's still the second act of the movie where he's like, well, I'm here, let's go. And he still helps them as much as possible. I think that's an outsider who's there to help is you're just nailing these answers.
I don't know if maybe it's a little bit anti-hero, maybe a little bit, only a little bit. I remember a little bit of some of John Carpenter films, a little bit, only a very subtle coincidence here.
Weirdly enough, I've never heard Bert described as an anti-hero by like anybody. You're the first person I've heard actually say that. But that would be a good, because everybody thinks of him in straight heroics, but he is an anti-hero where it's like, no, he wouldn't be your normal good guy. And in another type of movie, he could easily be very bad and like your nemesis. But he is the Tremors anti-hero. And you said The Thing, or you said John Carpenter, and it made me think of The Thing, and it made me think of McCready, Kurt Russell's character in The Thing. And there's that very disgruntled, I don't care, but also I need to care in this moment, so let me do everything I can kind of person. I think we can all appreciate that. Okay. So what's your favorite kill then?
My favorite kill.
Hopefully not people. I meant like Graboids or Shrieker. I mean, you can talk about your favorite human kill if you want.
I'm not sure. Maybe I always feel very, very, very not cool. All right, but the Nestor death is very, very. I don't know the word. Very interesting to me to say something, but I can remember the character or the name of the character. But in Tremors 2, when the Shrieker have attacked, all right, and this guy that works for the company and arrives to check through the window, is everything fine? Is everything fine? And wow, jumps. I find very powerful that moment because the performance of the actor. Yes. Maybe I have to say two very, I don't know. Well, maybe at the first one, the death of the doctor is very horrifying. Yes, maybe it was the most astounding death of all the franchise. You have to pick one, that one.
Well, I wasn't talking about human kills, but you answered that question in a good way. I meant Graboid kills or Shrieker kills. No. That was no.
My favorite death of a Graboid was at the second one. All right, when the Bargamer takes the super powerful gun and shoots. And you did it, you achieved it, but you all right. And that's what, because it's so hilarious. I don't know, hilarious. A caricature inside the caricature of the moment. I don't know, but that death of a Shrieker is my favorite one.
I think lots of other people would agree with you on that. That's a solid
right.
answer.
Happy to know.
So what do you think is the theme of Tremors?
Well, that answer is not from me, because maybe I'm already built an answer, because Brent Maddock told me that they don't also knew it before until a friend of they told Dave. Excuse me about the pronouns. All right.
Drink the water.
But I think all right. I think the general theme is a little group of people, a little family, attacked by an external menace, all right, and how this family works together. They left their difference to confront the attack. I think that is the usual theme of all the franchises. The franchise, not only the franchise, because all the Steve Wilson and Brent Maddock movies because Brent Maddock told me that.
I would agree. I think Don's given the same answer, so then that would apply to the 5, 6, and 7 too, where it is. That's just how do people who have nothing in common deal with something that's far greater in horror than anything they could ever imagine. So
at the end, I think is the extract the best part of you, as you say, the bargamer to help people, extract the best part of you to save the group. I think that is the general theme.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm so fascinated, and I'll get into it later. Like speaking to someone who's not an American, because one of my favorite ideas in the very first Tremors movie is you have Burt Gummer over here who he's right. He's I mean conservative, like hard right, and then you got like Val and Earl who are more lefty, and bringing these two guys together and being like, we don't need just one to survive. We don't need just one. We need both of you to make it through all the way through. And that's like, it's not, we can't do it alone. Like it's never an alone thing. We have to have everybody.
That and that confrontation, that fight they have in the first movie is so natural because all the comedy of the movie, you are smiling on the movie or the Tremors movie, but when you see that fight that pulse between Val and Earl, well, more Val with Bart, is so natural that I think you also think if this kind of people they meet in our real world, they are going to act like we are seeing in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's so natural for me.
It's one of my absolute favorite parts in that whole movie. That 30-second bit of those two. Who the hell put you in? Well, we could have just left your worthless ass on the roof. I wish you had fearlessly. It is so like everybody is like dying around them, and they're having this like fucking pissing contest about like who's gonna die quicker, kind of a thing. And it's, if I were to pick, my favorite scene in all of the Tremors saga is in Tremors 2 when they're stuck on the oil refinery and Bert's in the loader or whatever, and they're having an argument again. It's that say like he's being like, if somebody had told me, I would have brought more ammunition. Nobody asked you to come. It's just like this family dynamic thing that happens, and it is the very first episode of this podcast that I ever did, even before I started the podcast, was me being like, well, here's why you should listen to what I have to say on Tremors. And it was just me quoting that scene in Tremors 2. Like I did all the voices and everything, because it's just like, that to me is like, there's monsters all around and we're still arguing about who's supposed to bring the bullets to the party. And then even for Kate to be like, please, can we just shut the fuck up? Like they're gonna like, they know we're out here. They're gonna have to come for us eventually. And it just that what Brent said about a family, because your family fights. That's how that works or whatever. A family dealing with a greater menace is what I think is so cool about all of Tremors. Like that's my you don't get that with Jurassic Park. I don't want to shit on Jurassic Park, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's like that is absent from those movies, the family dynamic and then dealing with a larger threat, because you're always like, they're not a family. You don't feel that family.
No, maybe at Jurassic Park, maybe at not the last two, but the first 4 years, is that a broken family, maybe, because at the first one at Jurassic Park, Tim and Lex, the children, are lost in the park. Alan Grant makes some kind of dad figure for them, and they have to join to survive, to repair the family. The same The Lost World, because Ian Malcolm and his daughter, they are not very in a good terms, but the movie obligated them to join forces to survive. Also, and the third one, Jurassic Park 3, is the same thing. A broken family
Oh yeah.
Have to repair the broken tree, all right, the breaking roots to survive. And also at Jurassic World, yes, with the aunt, with Claire. I think it's the same.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was quick to judge on that. You're totally like right. Yes. Okay. So, would you live in perfection?
Where you live?
In
Well,
perfection.
yes. I don't know what to answer, Levi, but yes, it's a very attractive town. And maybe for summer, maybe it will be like a holiday, 2 months or something. Not for all the year, right? Only for 2 months, something like that.
On the Graboid light season, whenever that is, when Alberto goes.
Probably.
That's solid. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm going. I got. You know what? We're doing pretty good actually. We're about halfway through the page, so this works.
All right.
All right. So if you had control of Tremors, what would you do with it? I mean, the whole series. Asking if you had control of a Graboid is an entirely different question.
All right. It's also a hard question, Levi. I'm not sure.
That's the point. That's the whole point, man. You're the interviewer. I'm turning the tables on you, Mr. Book Writer.
I would like to do maybe another film, but not apart from the canon, and it's very difficult to do that. Thinking now, maybe something like Prey. You remember that recent movie that from Predator franchise, the Prey movie? Didn't you saw?
Oh, yeah.
Is a very solid movie. I love that movie, and is part of the canon. I think from the the first one, the Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Danny Glover, the two first one. Maybe something like that. Maybe at the I don't know 2,000 years ago, 15 years ago, something like Tremors 4. All right, with one of the actors playing an older version of him, something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe at the First World War, for example, maybe will be great. Something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've actually had the same thought where because obviously we both love Tremors 4 or whatever, and Prey is the perfect example. Yeah, I love when people are like, "Oh, that Prey movie came out, and more movies should do that kind of a thing." It's like, look, guys, Tremors 4 did this 20 years ago. Like, we should have been
That's
doing
right.
it
That's
a
right.
long time ago. And that's actually I've had my hand in, because you just try to like write fan fiction, and that's usually where I go. Is I love going into the past and like recasting another actor to do the same thing, or not the same thing, obviously, but going into the past, because it's just smart. I don't know. It's like right there. I actually was joking with Michael Gross a couple months ago because he had the original idea for Tremors 4 being him dressed up in drag.
Yes, I remember. I
And so
remember.
I made a video of a TikTok of him with the face app that like turned Hiram into a woman, like it did the gender swap thing on it, and I sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh wow, that actually I look pretty good as a woman doing that or whatever." He's like, "Probably a lot better than I would have," and I was like, "Well, like we can always make a Tremors sequel where like you play Bert's great grandmother in like medieval England or something." Like, he was like, okay. He was like, he laughed and he was like, all right, that's actually not that bad. And I was like, so it's there. Like, because yeah, until Michael Gross dies, we're gonna use the hell out of him. That's my I know he wants to from everything we both know. Where it's like he will do it, even if he's got a walker. Like, we'll But so yeah, so if you had control, you'd take it into the past, reuse some people. It's just smart. Bravo. I'm not just saying that because I would do it, but also
Thank you, Levi.
Uh, why do you think Tremors has such staying power / cult status?
Let me see the question. Well, here in the list.
Why do you think Tremors has such staying power? And then I added this / cult status was my addendum to it.
I can find the question. I don't understand correctly the question. Let me excuse me.
Let me de-Englishify it. Why do you think Tremors has lasted so long?
All right.
There we go.
The formula of its success. All right. Maybe.
Yeah.
Are you asking for this? No. The success. Why the success of the?
It's a question. You can answer it however the hell you want.
All right. I think I already answered it because I think the family and joining forces. I think every country of the world and of no matter if you was born in maybe 20 years or 30 years or 10 years, because my children, for example, enjoy so much the movies. So there are no age barrier for the movies. There are themes very easy to empathize to them, and also the characters are fantastic. But for me, Bart Gamer is fantastic. It's very easy for the audience feel interest in the franchise, no matter how movie and no matter if it was the second or the sixth. But I think the sixth is the more the one I like the sixth one. But the themes and of course the monsters. All right, the monsters are so powerful. It's like the Jaws movie, the shark movies is very genetic coincidence with the Tremors, because you are very afraid that something appears from nowhere and eats you. There are very grabs you, no? It's very powerful, that concept. All right, that together the incredible characters, the theme of the family, and the power of the monsters. There are themes that are resonating ever. There are the three pillars of the Tremor franchise that surpasses ages and ages and ages are these ones: the family, the monster, and the characters. I think it's for that. And of course, Steve Wilson and Brent Maddock, they had an incredible ability to write incredible adventures. They know the human nature very well. I also fell in love with Short Circuit. I love that two movies. They know very well how human thinks, and when you saw the first four, you can see that you can very easy connect with the characters. Excuse me about that. This answer is very hard to me to describe, but all right. That's my answer.
I 100% understand. Like that's
all right.
I don't mean to be like this, but it's also the answer I'd give. So you know what, you win.
All right. Fine for me. All right.
Well, because I like I said, we're on episode 42 of this podcast, this 43 of this podcast or whatever. So I talked about it ad nauseum. But what you said about Steve and Brent writing brilliant human characters is, and I have turned around on Don Michael Paul. I used to really shit on him hard, and I'm so sorry. And I've personally apologized to Don Michael Paul, and like, look, man, I was wrong. I have his phone number now, and we text back and forth, and I'm often just like, look, I'm sorry. I was a little mean. I didn't mean to be like that. But like that,
Don Michael Paul has the strong obstacle to revitalize the saga, and I think he did very well. He did very well, and Well, there are movies like The Six. I remember that he also told me that The Six was the lesser he loves, the why he ended the movie. But I love so much the 5 and the 7, especially the 7. Tremors 7 for me is incredible also.
Oh yeah,
Is
well, and that's where
the cinematic, the cinematography of the movie
oh,
is so powerful. There are very strong moments
oh
in
yeah.
the final act. No, the last part. Also the the final fight in the cavern, all right, with the shriekers has very powerful. The do you remember that shot with the flamethrower
Oh yeah.
to the eye of the camera? Whoa, that level of intensity of the movie is very powerful.
Yeah. Well, that's where I was going with is like Don is a fantastic director. Like, I mean, and I've said that even while I was shitting on him in my earlier episode. Like, he just has this eye, and I got to go to Tremors Fest and got to watch those 5, 6, and 7 on the big screen or whatever. And I've told him this where it's like, I don't know how you have the eye to make what you know is just going to be on a DVD blow up and just visually on a theater is, oh my god, it is fantastic. Like, and that Tremor 7, like, and no matter what happens there at the end or whatever, blah blah blah, it is so beautiful. Like, there's you said the cavern shot with the flamethrower or whatever. There's one where they're in the jungle and there's all this like the green of the jungle, and then the flamethrower shot comes in.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
But
brilliant.
what I was saying is, it's like, I wish that Don had a stronger writer. I wish that Steve and Brent could write for Don's directing, because those two worlds would come together, and Tremors would easily fit into the theaters alongside Jurassic Park. We would be watching Jurassic Park 7 as just as we're watching Tremors 8 in theaters. They could, if you combined those worlds, because I feel like that's the weakest part of 5, 6, and 7 is the lack of there's a family there, but the writing, the characters and the writing, you don't remember them as much as you remember the characters from the first 4.
Totally agree. Yes.
Which is
you can feel very well the absence of Wilson and Maddox. You can feel every minute. But also Don Michael has, as you say, that eye for the cinematic spectacle that works very well for the movie. I remember my children and the cousins of my children, that because last year we did a Tremors cycle. I know the word for, but we saw we saw all the movies during last year, all right? And when we arrived to Tremors 5, they are, whoa, what's this?
Right?
Was yes, because it was so shocking, but very spectacular for them. They enjoyed it so much. 5, 6, and 7. Yes. I think the director, Don Michael Paul, he did a brilliant work directing the movie.
Oh yeah. Like I said, no matter people, like I said, as someone that has digged on him personally, it's like, he's got the vision, just to be cliche, but he has the directorial vision for Tremors. And I was actually just telling Don on Sunday, it's like, man, I would hate for Tremors 7 to be the last time that you're a part of the franchise. Like, I would, please, can you stay around? Like, my pitch is always Tremors TV show. Like, let's make a Tremors TV show, and then that way Don Michael Paul and Ron Underwood and Steve Wilson can all direct together, and they're all working on it. And then Bill Watterson, because he's a director too. Let's get all you guys, and Vincenzo Natali, let's get all you guys just make it together, please, and thank you. And that way no one's like in charge. It's just all of you guys doing it. That's just me.
will be great. A dream come true.
So damn, we went really far with that question, but that works. Okay, so how awesome is Michael Gross then? It's literally the next question.
It's hard to explain in a few words, but it's beyond this world. Michael is so sweet. always ready to help you in creative terms. As I was saying, by the first time I asked him to be a little part of my project, he told me yes, of course. I remember that I told him, but the interview will be long because I want to structure all the book around your perspective, of course. And I have maybe 50, 60 questions, something like that. And he told me, no worries about time and about number of questions. Let's do it. And we did it. 3 hours of interview, and was fantastic. It was explaining all the things, and I was with the eyes open. He was enjoying remembering all the time he lived in the franchises. And I remember that maybe 2 weeks later after an interview, I have an accident here in at my home. I fell at the stairs and I broke 3 ribs.
Oh.
And I remember he told me that he also broke his rib, and I think at Tremors 4.
Oh,
when,
yeah.
Yeah, when he was
falls out the window.
That's right, at that moment. And I write Michael, and I told him, I have the same accident, maybe something like that as you. And he told me, Animo, Octavio, don't worry. He told me, if I had the chance to make a fast cure, I don't know the word, putting me a little support, and I continued filming the movie, you have with 3 ribs broken. No worries. All right, Michael, thank you for the good words. But it's fantastic. Always with a sense of humor, great, with a smile at his face. He's a great human. I don't know what to say more. He's fantastic. Michael is great.
Oh, that was definitely a loaded question because I just wanted to talk about how awesome Michael Gross is. That was it. That was he was
everybody knows it. How cool he is. How cool is Michael?
When people get like, oh, he's because in America there's Michael Gross is a leftist gun nut, and I'm like, listen, don't you dare say anything about Michael Gross. And hey, you're wrong, so that's whatever, but don't you dare say that. Because he is absolutely fabulous. We did Tremors Fest, and he could only stay for 1 day or whatever, and I thought it was so cool how like his wife Elsa practically had to drag him out of the theater. He was just it's one of those things where you're trying to leave a party or whatever, and I'm leaving, and then you talk to a person out the door, and then I'm leaving that, and then he talked to another person out the door. He literally just could not. And Elsa's just sitting there with her coat, just like, Michael, like, if you wanted to be here this long, you should just be here for the whole weekend. Like, what are you doing? He gave. There was about 75, maybe 100 people there for that, and he gave every single person their 15 minutes of Michael Gross time, which is, wow. You don't expect that kind of a thing from someone like that. Like,
it's so kindly, Michael. And I think, well, everybody knows, but Michael fell in love with the character. He was very involved in the Bargamer character, and you as an audience, you can feel that. You can feel that love in the character, and how I think he's. Well, I think no. He enjoys so much when he has to talk about the character, because he works so hard with a lot of passion to build the character, I think. And for me, it's fantastic. Fine, and not only for talk with him, to find an actor and an artist who are also no, so connected with the character. I feel fantastic that you love the character you created. But for example, I remember also rescuing the Fox Mulder character another time. I remember that when David Duchovny some kind of renegades of Fox Mulder at the beginning, maybe 4 or 5 seasons, was very strange for me. That I think later Duchovny reconnected with the Fox Mulder character, but with Michael Gross is not the case. Michael Gross, but the early stages of the character of the franchises, he felt in love with the character, and for me it's fantastic. He can enjoy and giving his gift to the Tremors fans. That, as you say, that 15 minutes of Michael Gross.
Oh yeah, like people wouldn't get tattoos of Burt Gummer if he wasn't giving his all. That. So this is a difficult question, and
all right.
And I'm gonna send this to both Steve and Don Michael Paul after you answer it. So just so you know, which era do you like better, Stampede Entertainment or Don Michael Paul?
Well, I have to admit, Stampede Entertainment. I love so much the people, but I don't want. I'm saying, but I don't want to say that to renegade from the other side. But I fell in love with the Stampede Entertainment. Every time I chat with Steve or Brent, or only one time I chatted with Ron, but they are so great. There are with like talk with your neighbor. Is so near that people, you can see. We talked about this before, but you can see that humanity when you talk with him, with them, with the Stampede Entertainment. I have to say that. And there are the roots, the spirit of the franchise are from Stampede Entertainment, I think.
I get it. I'm telling Don, but I get
it. All right.
Do you think that we will ever see the Kevin Bacon pilot? I know you talked to Vincenzo Natali for your book, which he's a great
guy. Yes, but I didn't ask him, but I asked a producer about the type pilot, and he gave me a strange answer. I'm not sure if I understand correctly, all right, but he told me that maybe doesn't exist right now, the pilot. I'm not sorry if I understand, but I think that sooner or later, I don't know why, probably leak it, I don't know. Sooner or later, we will say the TV pilot. I don't know why, the way, but there are in the digital age we are in some hard disk. Probably there are the file like TV pilot Tremors.
just
and maybe some people, any one person, one point, maybe 5 years, 10 years, to upload to the net.
Yeah,
or maybe more easier still, and some kind of Blu-ray or something like that. 50th anniversary edition with a lost TV pilot, something like that.
Don't do that to me. Although I would pay, like I already have everything on DVD and Blu-ray. I would pay major money, like if that showed up on a Blu-ray. Just like, let's go. That don't wait till the 50th. Like, come on, just give it to us now. Because having talked to Vincenzo Natali and other people involved, that producer's answer seems wrong. Like, it's finished. From everything that I know and have learned, that seems like a producer answer. It is definitely finished. Like, they wouldn't be so hard. Like Vincenzo, like when I talk to him, he's always so heartbroken because he's like, I mean, it's done. I can't show you because I'd lose my jobs for like ever and ever, but it's like done and sitting there. And it's like, well, what the hell then? Like, just put it out there. because I prodded him, and he's got my number if he ever wants to be the leaker.
Vincenzo is a great director. Have you seen Splice, the movie Splice?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so great. And the chapter from Cabinet of Curiosities of Guillermo del Toro. No, there are one episode from Vincenzo that is with David Hewlett, the actor from Cube, and one of the usual actors from Vincenzo. And I'm not sure if it's the best episode of the Cabinet of Curiosities, but it's so funny in a illness component, all right, because there are plenty of rats, all right. I only say that rats, but are so funny, so black comedy funny. You have to say it as soon as you can because it's great.
Okay,
it's great. And remember, it's underneath. All the episode is underneath in the caverns. A very Tremors aroma.
Okay. I need to. I've been trying to beg Vincenzo Natali to get on the show, so I need to watch before he does. I got to watch all his stuff. So thank you for that.
Okay. You're welcome.
Man. Now I'm just sorry. My brain is just mad at that producer lying to you. I'm just like, what? That's not.
Don't take my words very strong, because maybe I don't understand the words correctly. All right.
It's not that I'll take your word. It's just that I know that Universal can be a little shady when it comes to things like that. That's the Hollywood entertainment machine.
Maybe.
That's where, who knows? We'll leave it up in the air like that. Because I've read the script for it. I actually did a script reading of the pilot, so I know that the script exists and it's out there and doing all that jazz. Which is, I think, how we met. Actually, I think that was I did. I was like the first email I sent to you was the pilot.
Yes, that's right. I remember also. I asked you for the scripts. That's right.
We came full circle, all the way back.
All right. Mission completed. That's the way. Yes. I saw your nick maybe on some forum maybe. And you are saying the script, or you are talking about the script, something like that, or you are offering the script, maybe, or at some post, maybe that. I have the script. If anybody wants, you can write me. And all right, here I go. That's why. That's what the way. Yes.
So, where do you think the future of Tremors goes from here? And I've talked to Bill Watterson too, so I know what he's doing. So you can, people who have listened to this podcast know other things that regular people might not know either. So feel free to go weird with it.
I'm not sure. I don't know really. I'm not sure what is the direction. I talked with Pete a little bit, but I can't remember. He told me about he told me about his canceled project. But I can't remember if he explained me about the future of the franchise. I'm not sure. Maybe
just to take it farther, even without Bill, even without Don or Stampede, if there's another Tremors movie or TV show in 5 years, 10 years, where do you think it goes?
Probably a remake, I think. Yes, they will do a remake probably with new actors, new writers, new director. With yes, probably the box office will not very good, and Tremors will be sleeping another couple group of years. It's I wish not the case, all right, but saying the normal things in these cases is the most probably.
It's every other expert that I talked to about it. Zoran Gavojik, who did the Dead Meat Kill Counts, we had an episode together, and that was both of us are just like we know they're gonna try to remake it, and it sucks because it's just like I think the majority of fans are with us on that. Like, there's no, just keep going. Why do you? Let's just make more sequels. There's no need to remake anything here. You're not gonna say anything new. Just make a new one. Just make more sequel. And honestly, you talk about Godzilla, come from that angle where it's just keep going. Just keep going, man. Like, there's no need to stop it. Like, it's
All right, I understand what you say. A remake by per se, it has to be wrong or bad if the people who make the remake are involved very in a very true way. If I mean, for example, The Thing by John Carpenter is a remake. It's a good example of people that are very involved in the creation of the movie. No matter it's a remake, I'm going to make a good movie. All right. If they find some group of artists that they want to really want to make a good Tremors movie, maybe we can find a good Tremors movie. But is this the? I'm not totally opposite. Of course, I feel I will feel a little bit betrayed by the case to Steve Wilson and Brett Maddox, of course, but I'm not sure. Also, think of James Bond. The James Bond franchises always are reinventing the saga more now than never. They have to found another actor, another history, another director, another way to make the movie. But in the case of James Bond producers, Barbara Broccoli and Michael J. Wilson, they are very involved to make a good movie. No matter the actor, it's a way to say, no? No matter the actor, no matter the director, we want to make the best movie, the best possible movie we can do. If they Universal, if they can find or they let the artist to make them
I heard that. I heard
if
that.
they let the artist to make the best possible Tremors movie, maybe we can find a surprise. I hope so.
Oh well, and that's like I said. For me, it's more of a like, oh, please don't remake. It's so just keep going. But I am not opposed, as I was talking about earlier with the Dominion thing, where it's like, okay, look, all right, Universal, if you're gonna like nostalgia bait me, cash grab me, like, and it does something that does that, you know what? Fine, I don't care. Here's my money for the theater. I'm into it, and that's if like I said, I actually my like dream, like, oh man, if someone were to like remake Tremors, is either James Gunn because of Slither, or like Jordan Peele because he just did Nope, and I thought that was fantastic. And it's like, if you get someone who cares about the property on it and then working on it, I'm fine with it. Cool. I'm not gonna make too big of a stink. I will happily watch. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I will watch it whether or not, because I'm this far in. We're gonna watch all the Tremors that we can get. But yeah, I hope it's not a remake. But if it is, like I said, I'm with you. You hope it's a John Carpenter the thing where like, hey, let's make it with love. That's always my. And if Universal lets them, that's so good. Oh, that's because I've talked to Cher Stallings, who is the producer for most of the movies. I talked to her at Tremors Fest, and it was really clear that like, and that's where I'm not trying to like just it's when I say Universal, I mean like marketing executives, that studio board up there kind of thing, not like low level producers that are actually involved in the making of it. It's the people who are getting the money and dishing the money out that I'm always like, come on, what are you doing here? Because it was clear that Cher was like in love with Tremors as much as possible too. Like as a Universal exec, like she was like she would still want it to keep going. She's the one that asked Bill Watterson to make Tremors 8. Like there's still a love and a care there by that. And then and it's really sad that Universal 1440 closed on the first day of Tremors Fest too, where they're like, no more. So I don't know who know it. Maybe we won't even get Tremors ever again. That was the last one, and that's it. And we'll just have to get over it.
I hope not. I hope not.
We can talk about that thing that happens at the end of that too, if you want to. So, okay. So how is, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is the next question. How is Burt Gummer perceived internationally? Like I was talking earlier about his love by the conservative right in America. How is that character of Burt Gummer perceived across the world?
I'm not sure. I think that there are no. I mean, I don't live in USA, but here in Spain, the Bargamer character is also attractive by perceive. We don't. I don't know what to answer to you, Levi, because we don't see the barrier from the country when we saw the Tremors movie. All right, as I always explained before, we feel very near the character. There are some kind of archetypes, all right, and at the movie, and Bargamer is one of them. Is this? I think is the same perspective we have in Spain that you have in USA with the Bargamer character. There is no difference. No, I can tell you a better a better response about this.
Oh, well, that's the point of the question, is that I don't know. I don't live in Spain, so I don't actually. I can't. You're the only Spanish person I'm speaking to, so it's just like how does that
point my personal perspective. I don't see, for example, the guns, the craziness he has about the craziness, the love he has, or the care maybe for the guns. Of course, is one of the most describing elements of Bart Gamer, but I don't see that about the character. I have the convinced, the determinant he has in his mind. For me, is that we see that here in Spain.
That is, thank you. That's why I'm asking. That's really interesting to because like I said, I come from the USA, so that's always what everybody has to talk about when it comes to Burt Gummer. But it's like, oh no, we just see the character and the determination and what he is as a person. That's nice. I like that.
All right.
So, on that note, is Burt Gummer right, wrong, or lucky?
Right.
Wow.
Right. Always. Yes.
Damn. Okay. This could be a combo of all three, but he's right.
He's right. We talked also before, but he maybe sounds a little bit crazy at some point, but always have studied the possibilities of everything. All right. And at the end, he's always right. He's always right. It's one of the best things of the Tremor franchises. The cathartic moment of he was right, but always he has some kind of punishment. All right, because their convincement. I don't know how to describe this. Because, for example, in Tremors 3, he was very right about his basement, his fort, but at the end, the place is exploding at the end. No, I think it's all of, I know the words in the exact line in English. Here in Spanish, the dubbed version is toda la mierda por culpa de esos monstruos.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you said, but yes, okay.
All right.
No.
Is the line when Bart is recovering after his basement explodes. All right. He's with the eyes lost. All right.
What kind of supreme being would condone such irony? Sorry, I should have got that. That's my bad.
All right. All right. I was mistaken. That quote, that toda la mierda por culpa de esos monstruos, is at the first one when he is back with the
Oh.
people, rescued from the people of the town in the bulldozer.
Yeah.
And
Underground
he
goddamn monsters. Yeah.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Sorry,
right.
that worked. I was like translating that in my head. And I was like, hold on, that didn't sound quite right there. So that
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
worked better.
Mistake for me.
What a mistake! That didn't happen. What are you talking about? Just, okay, so all right. Okay. I have to ask this question because I've been asking it of everybody lately. Because you're in the Tremors Facebook groups or whatever, and I imagine you've seen the trend recently. So, were Val and Earl friends or lovers? This
For
is
me,
not on
yes. I saw that way of thinking recently also, but I think there are friends.
Yeah.
For me, is easy to say. At the end, Earl is pushing Val constantly to pursue a Ronda at the end. He's very happy when Val and Ronda get together at the end of the movie. For me, always are friends. For me.
No. Hey, they're fictional characters. We can interpret it however.
All right.
No. It's definitely one of those like, okay, because when I see that, I'm always like, I didn't think about it like that. I can see it. I don't have to subscribe to it to be like that. Okay, I get it. But also, I'm in the camp of like, no, they're just good friends, kind of a thing. So I get it.
For me, one Tremors has a lot of things that are great, a lot of uncountable things. But one of the best things for the first Tremors movie is the relation between that two friends.
Oh yeah.
Because the hard words, right, they are constantly insulting them. And for me, it's very enjoyable and very when you have a friend from the high school or something like that from the youth, you talk with that friend as you can see with Val and Earl. It's very natural. Two friends arguing together. Well, the Spanish grows for me, all right. Cabrón, venga, va, vamos para allá. No me toques las narices, no me toques los huevos. when you can, when you see that with Val and Earl, it's like you with your friend. It's very natural. They're, for me, are friends.
Fair is. That's is the point. Do you feel bad for Melvin?
No. At the end, he doesn't die, right? He's
okay.
No. Everything is fine with Melvin.
No, moving on. That's it. That's the answer to the question. Screw this.
Well, my sister also. Well, I remember now the one of the first connections with Michael Gross. All right, was when maybe I'm not sure 20 years ago. All right, when Tremors 3 come out. Yes. Well, my sister and I are total fans of Tremors, and my sister and I always laughing when we see the first one in Spanish. All right, again when Melvin, hey Bart, give me a gun, take the gun and run and pum pum. En Spanish, me ha dado un arma descargada, pero te ha hecho correr, that quote in Spanish, my sister and I always broke in love, and we fell in love with Bart Gummer, and I don't remember how I found the way to connect Michael Gross 20 years ago. We wrote Michael Gross, one of the best, the first thing the first people we wrote from Hollywood. We wrote Michael, we are a big fan of your character. That if you can sing this picture to Octavio and Irene, and Irene is my sister, and he signed it, the picture and returned it to us 20 years ago.
What?
Before I began to write anything, and we have in the wall. Yes. Was the first time, and maybe because that quote, pero te ha hecho correr, eh?
Wow, that's awesome. Oh my God. I mean, it makes sense from what we know of Michael Gross that he would do. That's awesome. Oh my God.
But at that time, my sister and I, we suspect, all right, that Michael was standing, but we never talked with him. We never knew about him. Nothing. Only an address. We wrote an address and back the letter with the signed picture. Was incredible. Do
you still have the picture? Do you still have the picture?
Yes, I have it. I'm not sure. I think I have in the first floor.
Oh, put it in the book. You should take a copy
all
of
right.
it.
All right. I will do. Good idea, Levi.
Please. Oh my God, that would
good idea.
Be like, well, even okay. So you got to put the copy of it in the book, and then when you meet Michael Gross for the first time, and you get him to sign something, you have to open the book up. You got to sign here next to where you already signed.
All right.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Thank you for that. If you could pick one character to return, who would it be? And don't pick that one. You can't. He's not dead, so you can't pick him. He's gonna be bad.
All right.
Sorry.
Grady was great. A great character. Yes. I would love to see him again in another movie. Yes.
Oh man, we were talking earlier about having actors back to play other versions of their characters. I would love Chris Garton. I've written like some of my fanfics is like Chris Garton playing his great grandfather, doing that same thing that you do in German. Because it's like, why not? I don't know. Like, let's just do this. Like,
a good idea, yes.
But I love Grady. I'm usually the first one to defend Grady when people are like, oh, he's annoying and I hate him and where's Kevin Bacon? It's like, look, he had to do the job of like stepping into Kevin Bacon's shoes, and I think he did pretty fine. Like that's like Grady Hoover's.
Yes, and you also can detect the innocence of the character. Yeah. He wants to obtain some dollars, all right, to gain some dollars, but at the end you can see that he wants to live an adventure, and his innocence is so pure in some way that for me at least I only feel to sympathy for the character. I love Grady so much. Yes.
Grady is all of us. That's always what I point out to people, where he's like the perfect audience surrogate. Where actually, as we're talking, it would be like if you or I went on a graboid hunt with Michael Gross. What would we do?
Yes.
You know, we'd be doing the same thing. So yeah, good choice. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Say exactly what I want you to say.
The exam, the control is going fine.
Okay, so you know what Mixmaster is from Tremors the series. What's your Mixmaster monster? If you were to make a Mixmaster monster and you were to combine 2 or 3 different things, what are you making? Oh,
whoa.
I've had cactus horse, dog, squid. I can't think of anything else right now. That's what some people have said. Cactus horse and dog squid is where I've had people go before. So
it's a hard question.
You can pass. You always have the pass card.
Maybe a creature very fast. Maybe a cross between a gepard is the word in English. Gepardo.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the word in English. Let me see. That feline.
Yeah, right, no, leopard. Leopard. You're right. Like it's
leopard. Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
Leopard and leopard are the same thing.
It's leopardo y guepardo. Guepardo is faster than leopardo, right?
Oh, cheetah. There's a cheetah.
Yes, the word is the word in English. Right, cheetah. some kind of cross of cheetah and Jaws, all right, because the big mouth and the voracity of the jaws, and with wings, why not? With big wings, all right. That's what, well, like the Ricker for the Don Michel Paul.
Oh yeah, okay.
Some kind of that.
A cheetah with jaws and wings. All right, I like it.
All right, thank you, Levi.
When I make Tremors the series again and I use that, I'll give you credit. That's what that's all about.
All right.
All right, we're getting closer to the end here, but we're getting there. I appreciate your time. Thank you. We're not to the end yet, so hold on.
I'm enjoying so much, Levi.
That's what I like. That's where you were like, I don't know. You like usually like you have to have like 40 questions or 60 questions for like an hour or two, and I was like, I think we'll be fine.
All right.
Because I'm enjoying you too, man. Not even because we're agreeing, but just I love it's. I've found this with anyone that I talk about Tremors with. Like it does not matter. Like someone that will actually, in real life or on the internet, it doesn't matter. If we sit down and talk Tremors, there's so much. I want to say history or like what like connection. It's always it's not because we know Tremors, but like it's kind of, if you like Tremors, you're going to like a bunch of other things that are similar to that too. Like there's a lot of in that Venn diagram that come together where you're like, oh, so you like that? Obviously, we're gonna like that, and then go from there. I love talking Tremors with people. Like I said, I got 43 episodes of this, and that's all we do. So, what was the most surprising thing you learned writing your book? And I got a couple other side questions of this, so we'll start with most surprising thing you learned first.
The most surprising thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because Michael told me about the two endings for Tremor 7. I didn't knew it about before I talked with Michael, and with Michael told me that they filmed two endings. It was a total surprise for me.
Yeah. That was actually what I was talking to Don about this weekend. I was like, hey, here's a Google hard drive file. If you just, I don't know, maybe it falls into there. I don't know. And he was even like, it's edited and it's archived like in Universal. So unlike the Tremors pilot, it actually exists or it's finished. They just, maybe we'll see it. Maybe we won't. Maybe Don Michael Paul will leak it, but he's got it. So like that's the most surprising thing. Wow. Okay. I was expecting like
it's the kind of question that maybe when we ended we conclude the podcast, I will remember another thing, but it's the kind of question that at this moment I can, by the nerves, all right, by the nerves, I can remember another thing.
No, that's fine. Then we'll have to do another podcast about it after the book is released. That's fine.
All right.
Deal with that.
All right.
What was the most interesting thing you learned writing the book?
The most is it's an interesting,
like not surprising, but like interesting. We're like, oh, okay, I didn't. And it can't be Michael Gross is awesome because we know that.
Yes. Maybe I talked with let me see. Give me a moment, please.
Oh, he's got to look at the book. Oh, okay.
No. I remember. I have the name in the. No. It's a name. Andrew Miller, right?
Oh,
I talked.
Yeah.
I talked.
Yeah, the writer Andrew Miller. Yeah.
Yes. I talked with Andrew Miller, and for me, how he described the writing, the creation of the TV pilot was a total surprise for me. A total discovering how he was describing how he saw the first Tremor at the first time when he was at high school. He wrote a line in the script about this. When it's like that movie, like that Val McKay, like that actor that you saw when you were at high school, no? That remembering when he was saying the first Tremors, how he was talking with Kevin Bacon, with Vincenzo Natali. Maybe because I haven't found so many information about the TV pilot, but for me it was a total discovery how he create the TV pilot and later make the offer to Vincenzo to direct the TV pilot, because no one director wanted to direct the TV pilot. Yes.
That's well, and it's I've learned a lot about the Tremors pilot in doing that, and it's one of my favorite. Like what that line in the script, I know exactly the one that you're talking about. He's like the coolest guy from your high school that you knew from
That's
a movie.
It's
in the description for Val. It's in the first page when it's talking about him after he like pees himself, like trying to pee off the cliff, and then he pees himself.
Exactly. But as the description, he makes a reference to the high school. I thought maybe Andrew saw the movie when he was at high school, and I asked him about this, and he told me yes. I saw the first Tremors when I was at high school when David Hewlett, the actor from Q.
Oh yeah.
And well, I don't know if you have seen this movie. Have you seen the movie Nothing from Vincenzo Natali?
Oh no, no, not. I'm thinking of the one with the tall grass. That's a different one.
No, this one is two guys. There are Andrew Miller and David Hewlett. They want to escape from reality, all right, and they are trapped in some kind of interdimensional place that is empty. It's all white. This is the movie. The two guys in an empty place, all the movie. And it's a comedy, a fantastic comedy. And it's Andrew Miller, Vincenzo Natali is directing. It's a great movie. If you have the chance, take a look at the movie.
I just wrote it down. I'm writing down all your recommendations when you're doing this. So
all right.
Well, what you just said, that sounds awesome. Like just two guys being trapped in an interdimensional area that's all white. I'm into it. All right. You sold me.
It's some kind of a little flavor of Tremors on it, because two friends confronting themselves.
Yeah. Okay, nothing. That's okay, cool. Yeah, and I'm so sad that Andrew Miller didn't get to have his vision realized or whatever, because we were talking about the nostalgia and the remakes thing, and what he said about when he was making that was like nostalgia. Oh God, what the nostalgia is like the enemy of the good or something. Or it's
yes.
You get so stuck in that like you can't move forward, and that's the whole point of that pilot is the Kevin Bacon character being stuck in his own nostalgia, and which I thought was a great lens, because that's Kevin Bacon's coming back as Val, which is nostalgic, and then him being trapped. It's so sad that never actually got realized, because he did a great job writing it. So I get that. What's the this? I don't know how to describe this. This is still when you were writing the book. What was the juiciest thing that you learned? And by juiciest, I mean like most gossipy, most rumory, most like insider trading, like that they wouldn't want you to know kind of thing. Like what was the like? Ooh, I hope nobody better not tell anybody that, but tell me.
I can't remember any facts in detail, but I think the most I don't know what word to use. The most sensible thing is all the thing about how the creators of the franchise, all right, they left outside the franchise. It's very
it's odd.
Yes, and I don't know the word. Doloroso is in Spanish. With harm, all right? Very, very harm with
Oh,
very
ouch, painful.
painful is the word. Yes, very painful for the creators of or something of an idea and a concept, a franchise of movies that the company no you can't follow with this.
Ah,
You can appear here, but you don't have any control about this. And like a person, what I did this. I am the creator. I fought for this. No, you can follow what I find all of this very very sensible, very 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 strange, very also incommodate for me. All right, it's a very maybe that is the most I know the juicy is the word, but
hey
but,
man,
but
we agree again. Like that fact is what started me on my whole Tremors journey.
mhm.
I mean, obviously, besides watching them or whatever, but when the end of Tremors 7 happened, and I was like, that seems odd. Why did that happen that way? And then finding out, oh no, Stampede like got kicked out, and Michael Gross kind of felt like Universal was like, oh no, we're done with this. And there's this whole like, but why? Like, how can you go from like writing the fifth movie for like 10 years, like Steve and Brett wrote the fifth movie like 6 or 7 or 8 times over 10 years, and them being like, oh yeah, no, we want it, no we don't, oh you know what, we're fine, we're just gonna make it without you, do you still want to be a part of it even though we're not? It's just like, what is that? That's where you answered the question perfectly, even though you didn't know there was a perfect answer to it. But it's just like, what happened here? And it's always my like, if if this podcast is meant to do anything, it's about investigating that. Like out of every,
Mhm.
we talk about Tremors, but it is always at the back of my mind, just like what happened here. I've talked to Don about it. I've talked to Steve. I was actually trying to get Steve and Don to like talk and meet up or whatever, but Steve was like, "Look, Michael's told me that Don's a great guy. You're telling me he seems like he did a really good job with what he could. I just can't open that chapter because it's just so painful." And it's like, as much as you want those, like your mom and dad, it's like as much as you want the two divorced parents back together, you're like, I get it. Like, and that's how Michael describes it too, where he's like, he just feels like the child of two divorced parents, and like, what do you do, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's interesting that you, even with the language barrier, are still just like, that's so strange. Like, why would you?
Yes, and also from my perspective, seems that is a thing that is not mm, only for Tremors franchise. I mean, the Hollywood
Oh,
world. I think, for example, the Critters franchise, the original artist Barry Opper, Rapper Harvey, the creators of the Critters, the producers, creators of the Critters franchise, happened the same to them. Exactly the same. One point, the company say you can follow with the Critters franchise. What? We are living with this maybe 20 years. No, we have new ideas with new directors. It's very strange. It's like the renegade from the creators. It's very strange for me to not to want to the creators be a part of the project. I don't know.
like they're the ones that made you all the money in the first place to get to that point. So like, what are
Yes,
you
yes, that's it. That's it.
doing? I don't. I
And they better than anyone knows that the things works and the things that doesn't works.
Yeah.
No sé.
Well, and what's always sad to me about the Stampede thing is that like they loved working on Tremor so much that they didn't mind not getting paid less for it. Like they would slowly get paid less and less as long as they knew they had the creative control to make something. And they're like,
Mhm.
man, it's so like, oh my god, if I was running a business and someone was like, hey, I'm gonna work extra hard for you, but you're gonna pay me less, is that still cool as long as I get to work as I need to? Yeah, fine. Yes, okay, that's yes, here's your blank check, do what you need to and like go with it. And yeah, it's we don't got to go too far. Like I said, the whole point I've started this is just like that seems so wrong. I can't, and it's money. I know it's down to money. I've talked to Steve. I've talked to Jonathan. I've talked to everybody. It's just money. Somebody behind the scenes that writes the checks is like, that's just too much, and they click them out, and I just don't. I don't get it.
All right.
I know. And so we got sad. We got so sad there for a second.
Yes.
So, have you introduced your kids to Tremors?
Yes. They have seen all the movies. Last years.
The Tremor cycle. So
Yes.
What do they think about it?
They enjoy it so much, but I think that maybe because they are, the word, usual with the fantasy films at home, I think they didn't feel the same connection I have with the Tremors franchise that I see to with them. They enjoy it. They enjoy so much. They were terrific at the scary moments, but after that, well, they like the Tremors movie, but they don't. Hey, Dad, can we see the movie again? No, at this moment, no.
You inundated. You put too much Tremors on that. You got too much monsters happening. And they're just like, okay, Dad, we'll watch your monster movie. Can we then watch another movie that's not that afterwards?
I think it's something like that, because with Godzilla is the same. Another Godzilla movie that yes, another Godzilla movie. It's monsters is a dad thing. All right, is from my dad. The monster is from my dad. All right.
Well, your grandkids are gonna love it then.
now the older one, he has 13 years, is developing some interest in Halloween, maybe because the age.
Oh yeah.
Now, but at the monsters, at Tremors, not at the moment. My last hope is with Lucas, the newest son. There's 3 years old. I hope they can carry the torch with the Tremors.
Ouch! I feel your pain. I get it.
Thank you, Levi.
So, okay. On that note, what do you think is scarier, like a slasher killer, like Michael Myers or Jason or Chucky, or the Graboid Shriekers and Ass Blasters?
I think it's more scarier a Graboid, because, well, at some point Michael Myers is a machine, a killing machine also, but I think a Graboid that is Shriker and Ass Blaster is more a killing machine, and it doesn't matter who you are. They are going to eat. There's no escape. Michael Myers and Chucky is very a little bit directed. It's killings, all right, they're killings. But with a Graboid, no. If you are moving, you are going to be demorated, and no matter else, any more else, anything more. I mean, for me, it's scarier a Graboid.
Okay. I'll buy it. Yeah, you can't negotiate with a Graboid.
That's it. Well, either with Michael Myers, but well.
Well, I feel like Chucky's the most negotiable one that you like, because he talks, so you at least got something.
Well, apparently, you can try to charm, but well, very decided.
If you could change one piece of Tremors canon, like the story itself, what would it be?
Maybe the death of Miguel's death.
Oh, I think everyone would change, like the whole Stampede like, and even that actor was like, I didn't, because they didn't know they were going to get more, so they thought that was the end. And
maybe, I don't know, if the character per se, his face, is so good. The character is so noble. The character was very painful, saying he's dead.
It was definitely the saddest death of those movies, besides that one.
And also maybe I know it's the total opposite of thing, but the visual look of the as blasters from the Don
Oh,
Michel Paul is fine, but no, very monstrous, very monstrous thing. A little bit more near to the original concept will be
that
fine
beak.
for me.
The beak is
Yes,
so
that's it.
you
It's
have to.
very. Do you remember Langoliers, the Langoliers film?
Oh, Langolier. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's something like that. It's terrific, but not very connected with the original thing.
It's not
I think
Tremors.
yes, that's it. I think that with the Graboid and the Shrieker, they did a better job with
Oh, yeah.
updating the visual look of the creature.
I almost love the Don Michael Paul Shrieker more than the regular one. Like it's like the way that it's designed is like that's okay. That's what we're going for here. You should have done that 2 movies ago. Like yeah, that like yeah, no, I'm not in on it. Okay. Would you rather ride a Shrieker or El Blanco? We only got like 3 or 4 questions left here, so we're rolling down. But would you rather ride a Shrieker or El Blanco?
Wait, let me see. A Shrieker or a Blanco? Oh, a Shrieker. I don't know, Shrieker. Maybe because they are designed or elaborated by Phil Tippett's studio at some point, and is very connected with Jurassic Park. Or I feel I feel more sympathy with the Shrieker. I can imagine myself reading a Shrieker if that thing is possible.
So you're Chris Pratt in Jurassic or in Tremors world where you're riding a Shrieker.
Yes.
What piece of Tremors merch do you want the most? And that can even be in universe.
Yes,
Like,
I have here one thing I rescue from my collection. Do you remember? I don't know. I probably you know, but 15, 20 years ago, Michael Gross sold some things at eBay. I don't know if yes, he sold some bullets from Tremors 3. I purchased it, and I purchased also the back of the chair of the TV series when he take a look. This is my favorite. All right, take a look.
Awesome.
It's my favorite piece of merchandise of Tremors. Yes.
Oh, that's solid. That's a good answer.
Yes.
Dope. Okay, cool. Oh my god, we only got like 2 questions left. I'm so sad.
All right.
That's okay. We had a great time. So what's it gonna take to get an English language version of your book? Because I mean, I will struggle to read that if I have to, and that's fine. What can I get? How do we get the English language version of Cazador?
At this moment, my publisher, Applehead Theme, doesn't publish in English at this moment. All right, only publish in Spain and Spanish books. All right, but I don't know in the future some American publisher or English publisher find interest in the book and he wants to make a translation and publish in English. Why not? But at this moment, there is no plans to make an English version.
Okay, so I have to go find an American publisher then and get that book made in English.
All right. Thank you in advance.
I have initiative and determination. Just get the hell out of my way sometimes. I will make it happen.
All right.
Okay. I needed to know. So that's how we do that. So here's a great one.
All right.
How do you think we can get Tremors Fest to happen internationally?
Can you elaborate again the question?
I was just about to too. I was like, hold on, I don't think that
Do you mean in another place apart from USA, or how?
Yeah, well, it's okay. So like the question about the book, some of these questions are me like, okay, how do I like get that Tremors Fest thing to happen in Spain? How do we get a Tremors Fest to happen in Spain? Because I want a Tremors Fest in Spain. I want one in England for Jonathan Melville. We need to have a Japanese Tremors Fest because there's tons of an Australian Tremors Fest. How do we make this happen?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there are so many fans in Spain to fulfill an Spanish Tremors festival. I'm not sure about that. All right.
Well, maybe you haven't met them yet. They're out there. You just don't know them.
Well, I will try hard next year. All right, with the launching of the book, I will try hard. All right. The most probably thing I can see as some kind of international event, they will be in England or France or something like in the center of Europe, that some people from Germany, from England, from Spain can travel a little bit to assist the event. But here in Spain, I'm not sure. The most, it's true that in the recent years, a lot of fun events with some people from James Bond movies, from Indiana Jones movies, from Superman movies, they are going to that festivals. We had also the Sitges Film Festival, maybe one of the most important fantasy festivals here in Spain. But they are very focused to see a lot of movies with a lot of actors and professionals from the cinema. Here in Spain, very, very hard, but I will try my best. I will try my best.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I imagine when you release the book or whatever, you'll probably tour it around. I'm assuming you'll do little like, I'm selling my book. Here's the book. I think you'll be surprised when you find out like, oh, why was I was just about to do like a Spanish accent with actual Spanish word, but I don't know any. So la Temblores de Saga, oh, muy afano. Just like,
not bad the accent, eh? Levi, not bad.
it's okay. I will be surprised, and you let me know too. But I imagine you'll probably have a bunch of people just be like, "Oh my god, I grew up on Tremors and I love Burt Gummer and all that." And from what you're telling me, it seems that the language barrier for Tremors doesn't matter at all, and that just spans everywhere. So and from what I've seen, because you're on Twitter too. Like I scour Twitter all the time looking for that keyword of Tremors. And it just all the languages, man. Just everybody loves to talk about it all the time. So I know the love's out there. It's just finding it, and maybe you'll find it too here soon.
All right.
All right. Then we're here. So what does your future hold then, Octavio?
What the future hold for Octavio? Well, at first time, published the Tremors book, and I will work in another book. This is about RoboCop. All right, RoboCop franchise. Yes, and I'm working too in a book about Night of the Creeps.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. There are more imminent projects I have.
Oh. So more books. You just can't help writing those books.
Yes, I have found that I enjoy so much and doing the research, contacting the people, my heroes in some way, for example, Steve Wilson and Brett Maddock, my creative heroes in some way. I enjoying so much the process, and later the launching on the book, talking with people, with fans. You like that movie? Yes. My favorite, like you. My favorite part is that. I enjoy so much making group, joining forces with another fans, and making some kind of trip or some way, an adventure, for example. I'm talking with you today, a Tremors fan from the other side of the world, smiling, laughing here, 2 hours talking about our passion. For me is the best thing of this, and in part is because I started to write in this kind of books. So for me, it's nothing better at this moment than that.
I get. Oh my God, that's kind of making me want to write, books if I was better at it. I'm all right at writing. Damn it. Now I need to write a Tremors book. I don't know what the hell it would be about, but damn it. Okay. It's from the perspective of the graboid. Wow. No, that's wow. That's a beautiful description and a wonderful reason to love something and connecting. And you know what? I guess we could call this podcast my book. That's definitely it's what I love the most. Is I there's only a grand total of 2 people on the actual podcast that I've seen in real life, which is Zoran Gavojic and then Pake Allen, who does the Run for Your Lives podcast. And I met both of them at Tremors Fest. And when you're actually podcasting with it, you're like, oh my God, I know you. You don't. It's beautiful. So I guess what the point is that we have to make a Tremors Fest happen in New York, so that way your distance across the ocean is smaller, and then we get Octavio over here.
All right, but is next year? Are you talking?
Oh, okay. I'm trying, and that's.
All right. It's the plan. All right, it's the plan. All right.
But a lot
I'm going to buy the ticket from the airplane. I'm going to buy.
Okay. Honestly, okay, we're doing an American launch of Octavio's book. Okie dokie. Well, we're all trying behind the scenes or whatever, but I think because of the writer's strike and the actor's strike, we might not do a Tremors Fest this year, but I'm pretty sure 2025, because it's the 35th anniversary, there's a definite hard line in the sand on that one. But I've also talked to John, and because the one, if we were making an international Tremors Fest, is doing the one in Scotland for him. I mean, he deserves it. Just like we'd come to Spain and do one just for you. But Scotland's a little closer, less of a plane trip for you, more of a plane trip for me, but I'm fine with that. And so then any other thoughts about Tremors, about life, about you, about anything? What did you eat for breakfast today? I don't know,
I don't know what more to say, Levi. Nothing more. I think only to thank you for the support and for joining me to the podcast, to giving me this chance to challenge my spoken English. All right, thank you so much for the time you spent with me, and has been a real pleasure talking. I don't expect. I haven't not done. I don't want. I don't expecting to have so many laughs with you that we are enjoying. So thank you, Levi, for this time. Has been a real pleasure.
Jesus, why can't I? Denata. There we go. It took me way too long to remember that word.
It's very strange. It's very strange that difference, because in English is thank you, you're welcome. All right. That in Spanish that will be gracias, eres bienvenido.
Oh,
eres bienvenido. But no, he say de nada, or es un placer, it's a pleasure. It's very, very similar, but you're welcome and de nada is nothing to do. Another thing with I don't know that difference, but it's
es bienvenido then.
Yes, because de nada is of nothing. Thank you, of nothing. It's very strange in English. De nada is of nothing, but
no, that's a Vincenzo Natali film.
Yes.
But yeah, and that's like I said, that's it. This has been everything that you just said and more. I can say I'm sorry it's taken a year for us to finally meet up or whatever, but it's been
no worries at all.
Absolute blast. I'm super looking forward to reading Cazador de Graboides, la Historia. Damn it. Yeah, hold on. I had it. La Historia de Temblores Saga. There we go. That was on the tip of my brain.
Perfect.
I thank you to everybody that listened to the show. Thank you to Stampede and Don, and you know what? I will thank you, Michael Gross. I'm gonna send this to Michael too and be like, we talked about you. But yeah, thank you to everybody in my life and stuff. And do you have anybody you want to thank? That's always where I like to.
Only thanks to you, Levi. Only thanks to you for giving me this chance.
Octavio's wife and kids, he loves you, I promise. He does. And as is usual, I always like to let the guest end on the last word. So whatever last words you got, Octavio, hit us with it.
It has been a real pleasure chat with you, Levi, at your podcast, and a total honor can speak with the audience of your podcast, and a true honor for a Spanish gay guy from here to explain his thoughts about all the Tremors community. Has been a real pleasure, a real honor, and thanks to you for giving me this opportunity.